Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I want to talk about some fragrances for fall. Now, this is not to say that you can't wear certain perfumes during different seasons. I'm a firm believer in that there are no makeup rules. So if you like a fragrance or a makeup look, you can wear it any time of year. It's way up to you. These are just some perfumes that make me think of fall or I associate with the fall season. So before we go any further in the video, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or our hot coffee. Let's have a sip and let's get started. So I do have to say that my personal preference always leans towards a bit sweeter, not necessarily too young, but just something very sweet. So the first one off the top of my head, without even thinking, is Lancôme La Vie est Belle. This is the eau de parfum as well. So I have the 100 milliliter here, and it seems as though this is never ending. I use it quite frequently, but as you can see, there's still so much left in the bottle. I think I regret buying the 100 ml because I love trying different fragrances, and so from now on, whenever I buy fragrances, I go with 50 or 75, even 25 ml sometimes, just so I can buy more and just actually go through them. But anyway, this is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. This is hands down one of the best. Not only do I love the smell so much, but it smells fantastic on me, because that's a really big thing. Sometimes you smell a fragrance, it smells amazing, and then you put it on your skin and the perfume does not like your skin for some reason. This one is definitely more sweet. It's a gourmand. It's vanilla. It smells like caramel, maybe a hint of coffee. Just think of like a really decadent caramel vanilla swirl latte. This is what it smells like. There's vanilla, there's tonka bean, there's praline. It's really gourmand. When I think of a gourmand fragrance, I think of this one here. But when you wear it, it doesn't smell sickly sweet. It doesn't smell bubblegum. It doesn't smell like, I don't know. I think sometimes certain fragrances are sweet and they smell too young. They smell like liquefied cotton candy. This does not do that. This smells sensual. It smells voluptuous. It does take up a bit of space. It is not a very subtle fragrance, but it is a beautiful and decadent one. So this is my first pick. So the next one that I'm going to talk about is Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. Now, I've heard through the blogs that this is Rihanna's signature scent, and apparently she always smells fantastic. So here's a little tip for you guys. So this one here is definitely another gourmand. This one is very sweet as well, but it smells a bit lighter. I feel like La Vie est Belle is a very gourmand, intense, decadent, almost heavier scent. This one doesn't smell as heavy. I think it's an eau de parfum as well, but there's something about the accords that doesn't smell quite as heavy. I think there's a bit more floral in here. You still have the caramel and just straight up sugar in here, but there's more flowers. You have your neroli, you have your jasmine, you have your iris. So even though it is very sweet, I mean, you really do get a sugar scent in here, you do get more of a floral accord, and it does make it a bit lighter. And I feel like I almost get maybe like a powder, a little bit of a bubblegum finish, but again, it's not bad. It's not liquefied sugar. It's, you know, when remember when we were kids and we would buy packs of bubblegum and there was that little white powder on top of the bubblegum? This is almost what it smells like. So there is caramel in here, but again, it's on the lighter side. I think it must just be all the floral accords in here that just make it a bit lighter, because it isn't as voluptuous, I want to say, as La Vie est Belle, but it's still on the very gourmand side of perfumes. It's making me hungry. Okay, let's step slightly away from the heavy gourmand scents for just a second. And let's talk about Chanel Coco Mademoiselle Intense. So this is an eau de parfum as well, and this is a new incarnation of the Coco Mademoiselle. It's an intense version. So with this one, you still get your vanilla, you get your tonka bean. However, with the classic Coco Mademoiselle, you get a lot of zest. You get your oranges. It smells citrus and very floral at the same time. You get your bergamot, you get your Sicilian oranges, you get your lemons. It's very fresh at the same time. And there is a bit of patchouli in there, but not too much. And again, I think this is a fragrance that for some people, the patchouli might come out too strong. You really have to test it out on your skin to see how it'll work for you. So your very citrus scents and your vanilla tonka bean scents do get balanced with the florals. You get rose and jasmine, and it really creates a really nice, well-balanced fragrance. I don't know if it's just because it's Coco Mademoiselle and I know that there's so much orange in there, but I definitely do get like an orange zest when I first smell it. It's really nice. I could definitely see this as being someone's signature scent all year round because it is so well balanced between your citrus and your floral and your more gourmand scents. So this one is really lovely. Next up is another personal favorite of mine. This is the Gucci Guilty Eau de Toilette. And normally I do prefer an eau de parfum because it has more character to it, but this eau de toilette really packs a punch. So I would describe this as a floral, but a little bit warm and spicy, but not as heavy as an oriental, but it does have a bit more character to it. It's a bit more balanced. It's not just florals. There definitely is some sweetness and a bit of patchouli, but again, the patchouli isn't the main scent that I pick up on. And there is a really nice fruity sweetness, but again, it's not a sweetness that's saccharine sweet. It's not liquefied cotton candy. It's almost like a sexy sweet. This is definitely a going out fragrance. It's a fragrance for feeling sexy, I would have to say. You get your white musk and your vanilla, so it kind of gives you that warm, more sensual fragrance, but there's also a lot of florals in here. You get things like lilac and geranium, so it steps away from the traditional just rose and jasmine concoction. I think that adding these different florals really makes it more interesting. And you get the sweetness and the fruitiness, I think, from the peach and mandarin oranges in here. So even though there's orange in here, I don't smell the orange zest the same way that I smell it in Coco Mademoiselle. I think it's more of a peach scent that comes through because it's really just like a little bit of sweetness balanced in with the geranium, balanced in with vanilla and the white musk. It's almost like a robust eau de toilette, honestly. Again, I do find that this is a very sexy fragrance, but I really love it. And I have purchased this perfume multiple times. Okay, so last but not least is another personal favorite of mine. This is the Dior Addict Eau de Parfum. And I love this one for many of the same reasons that I love the previous ones. This is definitely a gourmand, but it's more heavy on vanilla than anything else. Like, it is definitely on the sweeter gourmand side of perfumes, but the vanilla is really what you take away the most. It definitely also has a nice white floral accord. There's a bit of sweetness in there, and also it's a little bit of a powdery finish. It is a very sweet fragrance, but again, it's not the liquefied cotton candy kind of sweet we're talking about. It's a more mature sweet. I love this fragrance so much. And it does have a nice floral accord as well. There is some rose in there, even though I would consider it more of a white floral. But you also get some jasmine and orange blossom in there. And for the sweetness, I think you get a bit of black currant or cassis in there as well, which elevates the sweetness. So instead of being a very heavy vanilla gourmand, I think that black currant or blackberry scent really just takes it up a notch because it makes it a bit fruity, not just sweet, but just like mixes it up a bit and makes it a bit more complex. And I think that the orange blossom and jasmine are a really nice addition to the vanilla and tonka bean because it's a really beautiful balance between a really heavy vanilla scent and that white floral. It's a beautiful perfume. I love this one so much. Okay, so I think that about does it for my picks for fall fragrances. Please let me know down in the comments what you think of my picks. Have you tried these fragrances? Which ones are your favorites? Do you pick certain fragrances for certain seasons? Like, do you rotate them different times of year, or do you have one signature scent that you wear all year round? I would love to hear from you guys. So I think this about does it for today's video. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.